Hey everybody, it's your favorite YouTuber, or maybe it's your favorite skate punk lefty, otherwise known as James, finally back with another video after a month of fucking absence, and boy do I got some explaining to do. So basically within the past month after I made those last couple of videos, of course you can see I'm in a completely new place. I moved, and that's why you see this slightly different YouTube setup. You see, like, different things in the background and what have you. You don't really see how I want to say, like the posters and stuff. You see these toys in the background and stuff. I recently moved, so here I am in this townhouse now, making a video and stuff like that. I have a little free time because my wife is gone. I'm finally not doing some type of work between working my real job and doing Instacart. So we are here to finally make a video. And today we're going to talk about Candace Owens being fired from Daily Wire. This is slightly out of date. This has happened like I believe last week at the beginning, or at least 2 weeks ago. So Candace Owens was basically fired for, if you ask me, in my personal opinion, she was fired for no reason. But it's stated that Ben Shapiro and Jeremy Boring fired her, or asked her to part ways and leave the Daily Wire due to her anti-Semitic rhetoric. And I have a lot of questions about this. As this includes people who are Jewish that are as far to the right that they are. Because here's my pretext argument, or my argument. Candace Owens, in general, was a piece of shit and should not be employed anywhere. So we can get that out of the way. Because, of course, she pushes nothing but hatred, anti-black racism, of course, now anti-Semitism, homophobia and transphobia, and, anti-feminism. She placates to tell racist or other bigoted people what they want to hear. And from what I hear, she's also a staunch defender of capitalism, has gone in front of Congress to try to argue like systemic racism isn't real, when literally down the hall, the way that racist policies were implemented are probably archived down the hall from her. And most historians, the actual knowledgeable non-hack politicians, know the history of Black America to know that systemic racism is a real problem, and that's what's holding a lot of Black people back. Point being is that, if you ask me, my opinion on this, besides loving the fact that she's unemployed and has been desperate going on podcasts like Fresh and Fit, to going to Destiny's house debating him, I feel as though I want to say Ben Shapiro and Jeremy Boring are both Jewish men, and one thing that they really need to wake up and understand, and Candace Owens, but I especially think Kanye West, despite his mental illness, and you should see the shit going on now with the lawsuit he got. But most of this rhetoric leads to anti-Semitism and anti-Semitic rhetoric because y'all are sharing the political space with white supremacists, neo-Nazis, so-called white nationalists and white identitarians, and all white supremacist conspiracy theories and bigotry against minority demographic leads back to anti-Semitic political views. For example, why isn't anybody in the inner city doing anything about black crime? Maybe it's because of weak Democrat mayors. Maybe it's because Jews are allowing black people to kill and harass white people, so white people are one day wiped out. Why are people becoming more feminine? Because Jews are pushing trans stuff and feminism to emasculate men. You see, and I can go on and on about this, but and I feel as though the Daily Wire as an institution shouldn't exist at all, along with like Fox News, Breitbart, The Blaze, and Tim Pool's entire whatever the fuck he has going on, because they lie and they promote conspiracy theories that lead to anti-Semitic rhetoric. One example I like to give too is talking about the whole George Soros thing. George Soros being a Jewish billionaire. Notice that these people are not willing to criticize capitalism when it comes to people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, or whoever's the owner of the defense industries and the big three auto manufacturers and what have you. And even places like Dollar Tree and restaurant owners and stuff like McDonald's. But they're far more willing to criticize a rich Jewish person. And then last but not least, I will probably get off on this tangent so I don't go on too long, because this is supposed to actually be a quick video, is that Candace Owens so-called said that the Israeli government was committing genocide. And you know what Ben Shapiro and everybody else has to be smart enough to understand, despite how much they may hate Palestinian people, is that white supremacists and fascists are opportunists, and they will say popular political opinions as they're convenient at the time. For example, like the Nazbo Eric Stryker believes in at least some form of economic mobility for at least the white working class, but when actually pushed on and asked about these policies, they come up short. So yeah, Candace Owens fired from Daily Wire. Um, let's hope she doesn't get another job at a big media institution. But again, in my humble opinion, fired for no reason because all right wing rhetoric eventually leads you to anti Semitic conclusions.